I have a huge surprise for all of the kids today. I'm gonna let you in on it a little bit early. Aspen's coming home today!
Open up my soul and you'll find love. When you feel alone and the sky's too dark to see, close your eyes and know you'll always have a home in me. You don't ever have to hide your pain. You don't need to dance around the rain.
We've been waiting and waiting for this day. So our dog Aspen was having some behavioral things, so we put her in a training camp. She has all A's and she can come home. So we're gonna be surprising the kids and she should be here in just a few minutes. Brody, do you know what the surprise is? It's at the door for you right now.
Maddie. I know what it is.
You know what it is? I don't know why. I missed you. Okay, so we're doing like a little welcome home party, but the trainer is here, and so he is going to teach us how he worked with her and what to do. JD. She's like, oh, it smells like that.
The dog training part, the portion, I do every command first, and then I'll throw you guys in. Now the reason why we do that is because of expectation. Tony, what do you mean by expectation? So before when Aspen was here, she got love, she got affection. If you asked Aspen to do something, Aspen did it when Aspen felt like it.
Yes.
That's why she went to boot camp. Okay? At boot camp, we ask you to do it, we expect you to do it, then you get your love, and then you get your affection. Same thing, we just flip the order around a little bit. Okay?
She's excited.
Time to place, act like you're tapping one time as you do it. Go ahead, don't be shy. I can't hear nobody.
Please.
There we go.
Please.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take that. So this whole time you guys been, moving around, doing your thing, cooking, playing video games, having fun with each other, petting other dogs, right? What was I doing?
Stand still.
I'm staying in a place stay. Okay? We don't use the word stay anymore. Stay is where we apply with each command. So how to keep the dog in the stay? You just did it. You double tap to get the dog into the command. You just repeat the same command the dog is already in, but you're already tapping one time. Are you guys ready for some dog training?
Yeah.
So the first command we're going to do is place. Okay. Oh, you're trying with that doorknob again, huh?
She's like, my doorknob.
Place. Good girl, Aspen. Now, what rhythm do you guys think I should use to keep her here?
Double tap. Stay.
So, okay, close, stay. It's close to it. All right. So double taps to get the dog into the command. You guys did it earlier when you guys walked around. How many times did you guys tap?
Once.
You tap one time, okay? Walk around, do my thing. So you guys was cooking. What you guys make? It smells good.
She stayed there.
Ah, that does smell good.
She stayed there.
Is she staying, right?
Yeah.
Now, we know, what's the biggest trigger that we know?
The door.
The door, right?
Yeah.
So to help the dog out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap one time and repeat the same command the dog's already in to help her focus a little bit more. So to help the dog out, place, tap one time.
Hit
It's
off.
locked.
Place. Place. Aspen being such a good girl, how do we release her?
Break.
All right, now.
Break time.
We say, there it is.
Break the girl, Aspen, yeah!
Big party at the very end. That's what I said earlier. All right, I said break. Is this okay?
Yes. It is okay.
What? Who said no? What's wrong? Okay? So it is good, right? Break means you're free to do whatever you want to do now. She said, hey, I just want to hang out here now. I'm all fine with that. Now, if you do want to come off, break off. Yay, good girl, that's good. Yeah. Now, it's very important that we give them big parties at the very end, right? We don't want these commands to feel like work to the dog.
Aspen, place.
Nice. Okay, now real quick before you leave. I love it. Everybody get up. Just walk around a little bit. See what happens. Now, ma'am, make sure you're giving those reminders. Okay, so right now, say place. There you go. You keep saying it. Nice. All right, now come back and release her. Nice. What's one thing that she missed?
Party.
Party. Get the big party. Okay, let's go ahead and grab the leash.
Right there. Good girl, yeah.
Good job. Good job.
That was a good one.
There it was.
All right, so Aspen's officially home. Yay!
So excited.
So excited. So Aaron and I thought we would take a couple minutes and talk about how proud of Aspen we are. She's doing amazing. Real quick, I wanted to explain the collar she's wearing because at first it freaked me out and I was like, I would never put like a shock collar or like something on one of our dogs. Like I'm so against, and I'm like, yeah, but the trainer showed us all of it. It is not a shock collar. And what it is, it's like a muscle stimulator. And I even put it on my hand. He put it all the way up. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't anything like that. It just like stimulates the muscle so that it like they click with like the training command that you're giving them. And so you only have to do that for like a couple months, I think is what he said. And even not that long if they follow the commands and everything right away. Then you take the collar off and you don't ever have to use it. They're fully trained. But yeah, just so you know, that's the collar she was wearing. So yeah, but the kids are so excited she's home and she's so sweet. So, and she's so well trained. It's so nice to be able to just say a command and she follows it. My only concern or my only worry in general is like that we won't be as consistent or like the kids will start saying stuff. We were trying to teach all the kids and the guy was here for like 2.5 hours teaching everybody. But I
Really awesome trainer.
Yes,
I really
amazing trainer. But I worry, but they're gonna come out again next week and work with her, and then we can do group trainings and all that stuff. So I just know, like, as long as we're consistent, it'll be good.
We got this.
We got this. She hasn't been aggressive or hasn't had any bad behavior though. Like it's been good since she's been back. So yeah. Anyways, it is the next day from when she came home, so we did have one night with her. Okay, I'm gonna show you a couple of Aspen's tricks that she has. Aspen, come. Sit. Break. Good girl. So she will stay in the command until you use the word break, and then she knows to get love, huh? So basically what they were saying with the training is to have her do the training thing and then give love. Before we were like giving her all this love and attention and then like trying to get her to follow a command. But with that, they said they get too excited, and all dogs have a little bit of ADHD, you know? Me too. Okay.
Let me.
Aspen, place. Place. Good. Okay, now she should stay there and I should be able to walk away. Place. Place. Oh. Okay, we're working on that. We're working on that. All right. Aspen. Place. Place. So with her, like they had a little like training place thing. We're gonna teach her on the fireplace. Place. Place. Break. Good girl. Good girl. Break. Good job. Wasn't that so good? Okay, now Aspen's other thing that she can do is she loves to run. She loves to run away out the door. She opens the door and lets all the dogs out. So the door, it was a huge trigger for her as far as something she just loves to do. So here's the other part. Off. Good. We're supposed to be able to use the word off, and she goes away from the door and knows like, okay, I'm not gonna touch that. That is one of the other commands that we use, like if she is getting aggressive with another dog or she starts to growl, we're supposed to be able to say the word off and she knows to just like go and,
Go.
yeah,
Go
you
somewhere
know,
else, go do
go
a
do
different-
something else, go chill out, you know. But yeah, so those are some other ones. I think there's a few more. We have a little cheat sheet paper with all the different commands on it that we're still practicing learning ourselves. But I feel like overall she's doing really good. Oh yeah, there's our little cheat sheet. So she knows come, sit, down. Oh, down was the other one. Place. So with the place one too, she should be able to stay there even if you have dog treats out. The trainer was showing us even throwing a dog treat in front of her. She just stayed in her place until you told her she could go and get it, which is cool. So those, and then off, oh, quiet if she's barking too much. And then taking her on a walk is like night and day difference. Wait, I have to show you that. So she should stay here until I tell her it's time to go out. Normally she would have already ran and pulled me over, but she's sitting. She's waiting for her turn. Wait, oh, I'm confusing her. See, it's sometimes hard with the other kid or other dogs because they don't listen to the commands the way she does. But I do feel now that we know how to train her and how she's trained, we can follow it with all the dogs. So when they're walking, they should always be where your hip is to theirs, is what he was saying. And then they should never be like pulling on you either. And so when you start, you say heel and then you walk straight. If she starts turning left into me, I make her go right, and then vice versa is what the trainer was saying. So here we go. Heel.
Remember, yep.
Heel. Heel. Good. Look how she's not pulling at all. Heel. 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 Yay! She did so good! Alright, she's doing so good. So I'm excited to train the other dogs and get them all where they're just so well behaved. I love it. Like a month ago, we did a Q&A on adoption and foster care, and there were so many questions in it that we didn't even get like a quarter of them done. Like there's just so many. So we thought we'd take just a couple minutes and answer some of those questions.
Harley's letting herself
Hi,
in.
Harley.
Maria Trini says, what change would you do for sure right now in the system based on your experience?
So she's talking about in the foster care system. If I could change anything right this second, I would say transparency. A lot of times when you get a foster child, they're just like, oh, they came from this situation, here they are. Sometimes they'll tell you more than that, sometimes they won't. But I would say, I don't think in any of our cases did we get a full, like, report on what was, like a full, what
There's
am I saying,
always-
like,
There's always something left out that we found out later on, and they're like,
yeah. Like the full report of everything.
yeah.
And I feel like you can request that, like once the kids are older, they can request that. And I'm pretty sure if we request, actually, I've requested it on 2 of our kids and I still haven't received them. So I would say transparency, like just say everything up front, because I feel like if you know all the information, the more you know how to help.
Yeah.
And I think the caseworkers, a lot of them feel opposite. Like the more information they know, they're not going to want to take this child. But I feel like if and I would say education too. I know that's more than one thing. But if the education was better, that you knew how to handle different situations and different scenarios more, and then caseworkers were transparent, I feel like there would be less like disruptions. And disruptions when you take a child in and then it doesn't end up working out and they move homes. Which is so hard for a child. So I feel like if everyone was educated more and the transparency was there, I think everyone could help know where to go from there.
All right. Destiny Rain 2021 says.
Wait, it's got my hair pulled.
Okay. What are you doing?
Okay.
Destiny Rain 2021 says, was it scary, or did you ever have any bad experiences when taking kids to visitations with bio parents?
Yes, it is very scary. I feel like because you get this protective nature, but then you have to like, no, it's, you know, a bio visit. I will say we did have some bad experiences. I'm trying to think of one I had one where the bio mom would make a lot of promises during visits. and the child at the time was 5 years old. And so they would come home like, my mom's gonna buy me Jordans next visit. What?
You hit the camera.
So she would just make a lot of empty promises, like, oh, on next visit she's gonna bring me Jordans. Oh, I'm gonna be going home soon and she's setting up my room. Oh, this, but it actually wasn't the case plan at the time. Like, it was, I don't know if I don't want to give more information than that. But she would just make a lot of promises, and then the child would come home and have certain behaviors and certain things because of what was being said or done during visits. And so, baby's cutting me out of the clip. So I would say, like, it was just hard, and I had to talk to the case aide that was supervising visits and be like, hey, like, you know, the empty promises or the things she says, and then next time it never happened. Let's try to avoid that because it's creating a lot of expectation, disappointment, and creating a lot of behaviors. So that was one of them. The worst one, though, we ever had, and
Watch how much detail you give.
yeah, I'm not gonna give any detail, like very little. Is we had a child in our home, a foster kid, that went on a visit, and in the middle of the visit, the parent, the bio parent, said to the case aide, do you ever have thoughts of hurting children? And then looks over at the child. And the case aide got really scared and nervous and was like, yeah, visits are over. And they actually discontinued visits after that. Yeah. So it can be really scary. But then also, I feel like, I don't know, it's so easy to like think of the negative ones, but I feel like there's so many good visits. And there were so many where parents did amazing, and they came home with just nothing but love and happiness. And yeah, so there was also really good experiences. But yeah, depends on the child and the situation.
Right. Kamuli 75 says, what is a foster care agency you recommend here in the Phoenix area?
Ooh, I have two that I love. Go ahead. You know the one we did most of our adoptions through.
Why is my head coming blank right now?
You should know. You grew up this. It's your religion. There was. Okay, Catholic Charities.
I was like, what is the name?
Yeah, Catholic Charities. That agency
They were great with
is
us.
absolutely
we were with them
amazing.
throughout
Most of our
foster care.
And if I were to like
journey.
reopen my foster care license, that's who I would go through 100%. Another really good one is Agape. It was our very first agency. I really liked them. It's like AGAPE.
Is that the one we took the training through?
Yeah. And
Really
they
good.
did amazing.
Really
So
good.
those are the two. The baby wants to film what he wants to film.
All right. Chloe C 5115. What were you most nervous about when taking in your first child?
That I wasn't enough. That I wasn't prepared enough. I didn't know enough. I would just say with my very, very first foster child, I didn't know. You know, it was just scary, I feel like, because you don't know what to expect, and you don't know the process, and but I would say it is definitely a learning experience, and you are enough if you're thinking about doing foster care. And there were these commercials that they released, just on a side note, and it was like these parents that didn't know how to cook or did different, I don't know, there was like different things they kept messing up, and then the commercial was, you don't have to be perfect to be a foster parent. And it just talks about that no parent's perfect, and we're all learning and growing. And yeah. What about you?
I think my biggest worry was, what is this child going to think of us? Like, are they going to be mad at us? Are they going to be, what's the best way to say that? Are they going to be defiant? Are they going to not listen to us? Like, how is this going to look? Because I think the classes prepare you very well for it, but again, each child is independent, and you never know what traumas they've been through, and you're just not sure how is it gonna go. But it ended up turning out really good.
I was like, and you do experience all of that. Like, that's a real fear because depending on the age of the child, some kids are like, did I just get, stolen and given to you? And like, they don't understand, that's like that 3-year-old stage. I feel like that in that range when they just can't comprehend what's going on. I will say that's why I enjoyed taking in teens because they understood like the full situation and you could talk through how they were feeling. But the younger ones, it was a little more difficult. But I feel like you get everything in between. What's that?
What up? Cookie dough and Bev.
Cookie
Love
dough and
it.
Bev. I got Savannah's the best with bringing fun things home. Thank you, Savannah. You do bring fun things. Look how fun that is.
And then I got chocolate chips too.
Are we cooking that now?
Are you gonna cook them or eat them raw? I think we eat it raw right now.
Sydney Eilish 30 says, what do you do if kids have truancy issues with school and won't go?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Can I answer first?
Yeah, go ahead.
I would recommend, and this is why it's so important to have a good line of communication with the kids, because normally, in my experience, a kid doesn't want to go to school because of some sort of issue. Are they getting bullied? Are they getting picked on? Something like that.
Do they feel so far behind?
Or do they feel so far behind that, they need help or additional help or something to that effect?
So yes, figure out the root cause. For my older kids, so this is actually, Tristan has shared this before, but Tristan one day was like, I don't want to go to school anymore. Like, I'm not going. And he was 16, and so I guess it wasn't truancy at that age, but I was like, okay, if you can stop going to school if you can pass your GED test.
I've never seen somebody so dedicated
was like, okay,
to passing his GED.
And he did, and he went and he passed his GED test.
First try.
Started and went and got a job and like just started, his future a little bit early. And obviously that's not the route I'd recommend, but for some kids, maybe that is the best route because he was struggling in school.
Melise 23 says, when is Adele's adoption date?
Actually, okay, I can share a tiny little piece of information yet. Her rights have been severed. We are getting an adoption caseworker. We do officially get to adopt her. Yay! We're so excited about that. But we have to wait. So hopefully any day now, because we've been waiting for a few weeks, they're going to assign an adoption caseworker. And we already have our adoption license, so that part's easy. But as soon as we get that, we are filling out adoption paperwork and should have a date. So the, at least, I don't know if this is all across or just the state of Arizona, but a child has to be placed with you for 6 months prior to filing that adoption paperwork to get a court date. And so we can't officially file that paperwork. We can get it all filled out. We can get everything done. But the 6-month mark is November 28th for us and how long she's been with us. And so on that day, I don't know if it's a Saturday or Sunday because you can't file it then, but on that day, if it's not, we can file that adoption paperwork, and then within a week of that, we should have an adoption date. So hopefully, as long as the courts aren't backed up, it may be in December, but it may be sometime in January. So
I can see a lot of you are asking the question as well, when is Tristan getting adopted? We've been talking about it forever.
Okay.
So real quick, the issue that we're having with Tristan and getting him adopted is in order to be able to adopt him, we have to show that he was placed with us in foster care. We have the paperwork that was given to us when he was placed with us. The problem is that paperwork is missing a crucial code or number that we don't currently have that we've been trying to get a hold of. Without that number, the adoption can't go through. So we are working hard to try to get it, but DCS is difficult to work with when it comes to getting this older information, especially because his case happened so long ago.
It's been so long.
So
So we have all this paperwork and everything done. We just need that one number.
we are still planning to adopt him.
Yes.
We are trying, and as soon as we get that, that will go through.
Yes. So his should be before Adele's.
Yes. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Dania Paloa? I can't. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Do you recommend therapy along the both processes. And then 2 out of 2, I wouldn't be able to handle fostering and then someone taking them away.
Okay, those are really good questions. So the first one, yes, I do recommend therapy. I recommend therapy for everyone because I think no matter what you've been through or no matter what, like I am such a huge advocate for therapy. And I feel like to have a third party to be able to express your feelings to and to be able to work through things and all of that, I feel like is so incredibly important. So yes, I do recommend therapy on both sides for a child coming in and for foster parents. I think that we go through a lot as foster parents. And so I feel like being able to express your feelings and figure things out with a therapist is huge. But then also a child coming into foster care that is experiencing so much loss and so much trauma and so much, it is huge that they're able to process those feelings. So
I'm going to add just a little bit to that. Crystal and I have been into therapy a couple of times, and I want to say that I think therapy is super important. In a relationship, there's always some sort of emotion that can get in the way of effective communication, whether they're angry, whether they're resentment, whether they're just mad, or there's a ton of different emotions that it could be. And I find that, and we found that having a therapist in the room or a third party that can hear. Oh, thank you.
thank you.
Having a third party that can give an outside perspective to both individuals can help reduce the tension level, I think, that is normally caused. And then, it makes it easier to work through issues in a relationship. And therapy, not just in a couple's environment, but same thing. Having a third party to give, additional feedback, I think is just hugely important.
Yeah.
How's that cookie?
So good. Yes, it is hard to have a child in your home and then and here I think should have taken away or taken them back. So the mindset that I went into with it is with foster care, the primary goal is reunification with their bio family. And going into it, that should be the goal. And a lot of parents, once they know better, they do better. They offer them parenting, they offer them different services and all of those to kind of get to a better place. And first and foremost, reunification is so incredibly important for so many different reasons. And so going into it, I kind of thought of it as like, this is my child, I'm going to love them, I'm going to take care of them as my own. But in the back of my mind, I knew that reunification was the best goal for them. And so the other kind of thought I had is at least they experienced love and acceptance and, being heard, whatever. But at least they experienced that while they were in our home, whether it's for a day, whether it's for 6 months. Now, I will say there has been a few situations where I personally didn't feel that it was safe for reunification, and that we'd get a caseworker and that was newer and didn't understand the case, and we did have kids be reunified that I didn't feel like they were going to be safe. But again, that wasn't up for me to decide and was incredibly heartbreaking and hard. Yes, 100%. But at the same time, I wouldn't change the way that we loved them and the way when they were in our home, the way they were taken care of. Now, one girl that went home, I wrote my name and I taught her how to call 911 if there was ever an emergency. She was younger, but I did teach her how to protect herself and different things she could do on the bottom of her stuffed animals. I don't know if that was the best idea, but
She'll be
I tried
18
my best.
soon.
I know. And we actually want to reach out to her when she's 18. But that's a whole other thing. Okay, moving on.
Clark Day Tribe asks, was it easier to face the challenges knowing you were doing it alongside Shelly?
Aw, I love that, Clark. Yes, I actually feel like, 100%. I feel like Shelly understood because Shelly and Jared were fostering at the same time and would go through different situations, and she would call me and be like, this is what I'm going through and this is kind of how I'm feeling, and then vice versa, I would go through situations. And I will say, like, Shelly and Jared are incredible as far as like anytime I've called and needed anything, like they're the first ones here, and they were always so helpful. And I loved being able to have somebody to talk to and to go through that together with. I will say, if you're going to do foster care, support system is huge. And we had a lot of family that wasn't very supportive. And then we had a lot of family that was supportive. And so I feel like if you're going into it, though, a lot of foster care agencies, Catholic Charities is one of those, that they set up support groups with other foster parents. Go make friends. You also meet people in your foster care classes. Get their phone numbers. Like, have somebody that you can support and like can be a support system for you, and you can support them, because I do feel like it can make a big difference.
I will say that Crystal, when we got into foster care, joined a support group on Facebook.
Yes.
And she's still a member.
I'm still a member of it. I still chime in sometimes.
And there's been so many times where we can go there and, you know, give a little bit of information about a story or something that's happening without giving personal information, and people there can support you. And we've made some friends on there too, so.
Yep, it's huge. All right, well, that is all the time that we have today. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all next time.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Have heard from the sky.